Hello, dear students, and welcome to EduTap, guys. Guys, I hope your preparations are going well. And so we are here with session 4, NABARD Grade A 2021 for English Phase 1. So, guys, the topic that we'll be taking up today is reading comprehension. So, guys, if you can hear me and if you can see me, just give me a thumbs up in the chat box, and then we'll begin the session, guys. So, guys, am I audible to everyone? All right. So guys, the topic that we are going to be taking up today is rearrangement of sentences. Now guys, it's a very, it's a very scoring chunk because rearrangement is always asked for 5 marks. So rearrangement of sentences, or we also sometimes call it parajumbles, right? So guys, these 5 marks are, are very easy to grasp if you just practice it enough, right? So basically, what is rearrangement, guys? So he basically takes a paragraph, which is some probably 5 or 6 sentences long. And what he does is he jumbles the order of the sentences, and then he presents the sentences to you in a jumbled order. And what we have to do is we have to basically read the sentences and rearrange them in a logical manner. Now, guys, many students ask me, sir, is there any specific particular trick to solve rearrangement in the exam? Guys, there are no hard and fast rules, but yes, there are ways which can make your solution very easy and time saving at the same time, right? So, guys, today we are going to learn about rearrangement of sentences. So, basically, guys, there are 2 tricks that you have to basically follow. Now, what you basically need to do is you have to read the jumbled sentences twice. Basically, guys, you have to remember that you have to read uh, the sentences twice. Now, what is the purpose of reading it twice? Now, let's discuss that. Now, guys, first, during the first reading, what needs to be done? Good evening, Sonali. So, during the first reading, what needs to be done? There is something that we call a 2-step trick. One is pronoun trick, and the other is conjunction trick. Now, guys, what our aim should be while solving the rearrangement? Guys, we should, during the first reading, we should only focus at pronouns and conjunctions. So basically, guys, the first step to start solving your rearrangement is to find the first sentence. So basically, what we will do, while giving it the first reading, we are going to look for pronouns and conjunctions. So guys, what we are going to do basically, we are going to read a sentence and we are going to see if it has any pronouns or conjunctions. So what we need to remember, guys, first sentence most probably will not hold a conjunction or a pronoun. The reason being, guys, pronouns are used are used to replace nouns, right? So when a noun is replaced in a sentence, that means it has been already spoken of in a sentence previously, right? So any sentence carrying a pronoun cannot be the first sentence. So any personal pronoun like he, she, you, we, or very subtle pronouns that they usually use, they, these, those, it's, right? So we need to be careful that if you find any pronouns in a sentence, that we should mark it out that this cannot be the first sentence. And second is to find conjunctions. So what are conjunctions? Connectors, right? Although, hence, right? So guys, basically what I'm saying is a first sentence cannot also have conjunctions in it. Reason being, because if a sentence has conjunctions in it, that means it is already connected with the previous sentence. That means it cannot be the first sentence. Make sense? So guys, we have to act smart and we have to save our time to solve this arrangement. So hence, so, also, right? Because of, so that, right? Instead of, consequently, thereafter. So first trick is to use this trick to find your first sentence. So basically what we do is we read the whole sentence, and let's say if we found pronoun, so we will mark it that it cannot be the first sentence. Second sentence, we found a conjunction, right? Third sentence, we found a pronoun and a conjunction. Fourth sentence, we found a conjunction. Fifth sentence, we did not find anything. We did not find a pronoun or a conjunction. And sixth, we found a pronoun. So basically what we do is we eliminate the sentences which have pronouns and conjunctions, and we only look at the sentence which is free from pronouns and conjunctions, and that would be our first sentence. So guys, always remember the first step is to find the first sentence while solving the rearrangement. And once you have found the first sentence, then begins the second reading, the part where you actually have to focus a lot, right? So while reading it again, now once you found your first sentence, now you need to understand, guys, first sentence is always the introductory sentence. It will pave the introduction for the upcoming sentences. So it has to be free from pronoun and conjunction. So it is an independent sentence. So first sentence will always be the introductory sentence. Then second, third, fourth, fifth sentences will be the part which we call body, where we all the points will be discussed. And then the sixth sentence will be the conclusion, the last sentence where they conclude all the statements, right? So we have to find the body. Now in second reading, there is very simple trick that we call chain rule. So guys, I'll explain what chain rule is to you. Now guys, in a chain rule, basically a chain has to be made. You know how? Since we have found the first sentence, now what do we call a chain? Now guys, always remember a sentence cannot be connected with the previous sentence without any chain. So what is a chain? So whatever has been written in the first sentence, some part of it will be spoken in the second sentence. So that's what we call a chain, right? The connecting link. So whatever has been written in the first sentence, some sentence or some part will be based on whatever has been written in the second sentence. And if there is something given in the second sentence, it will be the part which will be connected with the third sentence. Then there will be something in the third sentence will be connected with the fourth sentence. There will be some part that will be connected with the fifth sentence, and then all of these sentences will lead up to the last sentence. So what do we call this chain? So guys, making making this chain is very, very important, because many students, I've seen students doing that. They think that, sir, without understanding the whole passage, can we solve it? Guys, it is not possible to solve the whole passage without understanding it. So we basically have to read the whole thing and try to make sense out of it. So we will try that today, and we will try to solve a few rearrangements in the session as well. So guys, these are the tips and tricks that I told you. We have to find the introduction sentence, the independent sentence, first of all. So how to find the first sentence? It holds the main or introductory idea of all the sentences, right? And the tricks to find it, it usually does not begin with a conjunction. For example, however, therefore, although, while, but, yet, instead, in spite of, despite, consequently, hence, so, etc. And it also usually does not hold a pronoun. That's what I told you: this, that, these, those, they, we, you, it's, right? So wherever we find these words, we can eliminate that sentence that cannot be the independent sentence. Then after finding the first sentence, then we have to form a chain of sentences, to find the connection between the first and the next sentence. and connect the sentences by finding the repeated word or the repeated idea. That's what I told you about. And the last sentence will be the conclusion sentence. It closes off all the paragraph by providing solution. So it may have a solution, consequence, result, implication, effect, or measures. And last sentence, it usually contains conjunctions like however, therefore, although, finally, while, but, yet, in spite of, therefore, consequently. So this is a very simple way of finding the first and the last sentence, and then making use of the chain rule, right? So let's try to solve rearrangements right here, right now, right? And let's see, guys, if you are able to do it. So let's try to use the trick that I told you. First trick was to find the first sentence, right? And how to do it? To find out if the sentence has a pronoun or not. So let's try to solve this, guys. So this is what your rearrangement will look like. You'll have 6 sentences, 5 or 6 sentences, and you'll have to rearrange them. And there'll be 5 questions on the basis of your rearrangement. So let's read it, guys. The purpose of this review is to offload public investment from certain low priority areas. So I've found a pronoun in first sentence, right? So that means this cannot be the first sentence. Let's read second. The government has decided in principle to throw open to the private sector some industries reserved for the public sector. The second sentence had no pronoun or no conjunction. Let's read third. Only those industries will be reserved for the public sector which fall in high priority areas. So it has a pronoun. Let's see. Sentence number D. In addition, the government is also. See, it starts with a conjunction, right? And also is also there. So that means it is also. This sentence talks about something previous that has been spoken of. So this cannot be first sentence. And this will enable the government to abolish the monopoly of any sector in manufacturing except these priority sectors. So guys, can you tell me which should be the first sentence of this rearrangement? So guys, if you're trying to solve it with me, let's try to do it together. So let me see if you can find the first sentence. I think I've made it quite clear for you. Very good, Shashmita. Yes, guys, everybody has to participate here. We're doing this for you. Very good, Sonali. So that is the first sentence. So now we have found our first sentence, quickly. So that is 1 marks, right? That is 1 mark to you. Now I'll show you how to form a chain. Now, second reading takes a lot of time, right? But let's see how we can form the chain now. Very good, Prasanna. B is the first sentence. Now let's try to make a logical rearrangement in this. Now, the government has decided in principle to throw open to the private sector some industries reserved for the public sector. Now, try to understand this. What are they trying to convey here? The government has decided to throw open to the private sector some industries reserved for public sector. So they are trying to privatize some of the public sector industries, right? Now let's find the chain. Let's read all of the sentences. The purpose of this review. Now we are not talking about any review here, right? So there is no review. So we cannot say A can be connected with B. Let's read C. Only those industries will be reserved for the public sector which fall in the high priority areas. Yes, that can be. In addition, the government is also engaged in a review of its existing portfolio of public investments. This will enable the government to abolish the monopoly of any sector in manufacturing except these priority sectors. So I think second sentence should be, yes guys, I think second sentence should be C. And now I'll tell you the chain. Only those industries, so they were talking about industries here, only those industries will be reserved for the public sector which fall in high priority areas. So this is the chain here, guys. So only if he said the government has decided in principle to throw open to the private sector some industries reserved for the public sector. Only those industries will be reserved for the public sector which fall in the high priority areas, right? Now, what should be the third sentence, guys? Try to find it. Good evening, Pallavi. Welcome to the session. Yes, guys, what should be the third sentence? I think third sentence should be option number E, not A. Now, This will enable the government to abolish the monopoly of any sector in manufacturing except these priority sectors. Now, this was the chain, guys. See, priority sector, high priority areas, and these high priority sectors. That was the chain. The third sentence is this will enable the government to abolish the monopoly of any sector in manufacturing except these priority sectors. Then they will come to option number D. Fourth should be D, that in addition, the government is also engaged in a review. So this is what I was talking about, a review of its existing portfolio of public investments. Then it would come to A. The purpose of this review is to offload public investments from certain low priority areas. So this is the connection. This is the chain, review and review in sentence number D. So I knew A should be after D. So correct sequence should be, guys, B should be first, then C should be second, E should be third, D should be fourth, and A should be fifth sentence. So B, C, E, D, A. That should be the correct sequence now. Once you have found the correct sequence, guys, now 5 marks are waiting for you. Now look at the questions on the right. Now you will see which should be the second sentence. It should be C, right? So this is my answer. Which should be the last? A. So this is my answer. Which should be the fourth? That should be D. That's my answer. First should be B. That's my answer. And third should be E. So that's my answer. So now once you're sure what you've done, once you have rearranged all the sentences, try to read it in that sequence. And if you find anything that you feel that this is not, I don't feel that this should be here, that please trust your gut. That means you have forcefully put a sentence there, right? Let's try to read it, guys. The government has decided in principle to throw open to the private sector some industries reserved for the public sector. Only those industries will be reserved for the public sector which fall in the high priority areas. Now, this will enable the government to abolish the monopoly of any sector in manufacturing except these priority sectors, right? Then D, in addition, the government is also engaged in review of its portfolio of public investments, and the purpose of this review is to offload public investments from certain low priority areas. So this is how you basically rearrange a rearrange a paragraph, right, guys? So after rearrangement, this is how it looks like. So this is what we actually have to do, but we need to understand that we have to practice it a lot. Got it, guys? So are you guys ready? Now in this I helped you, but in the next passage, I'm not going to help you. Now you have to try on your own. So take your time. Don't worry about time now. Just try to solve it, right? So this is the rearrangement in front of you. Now, guys, go for it. Follow what we just discussed. Find the first of all, let's find the first sentence, guys. Quickly find the first sentence and tell me which of these should be the first sentence. And then you can find out the whole sequence. Yes, guys, what do you say is the first sentence here? Very good, Sonali. Guys, it's so simple to find the first sentence. See, while doing so, we may also discern. So this cannot be the first sentence. With all our past experience, we should be able to visualize them. Again, a pronoun. See, the celebration of the 70th anniversary of the country's independence is a historic moment, right? No pronoun, no conjunction. Also, it is a time to consolidate on the gains we have made. But most of all, conjunction, it is the right time to introspect and evaluate our achievement during the last 5 decades. So I think it is clear what should be the first sentence. Very good, Prasanna. Very good, Sonali. And guys, everybody has to participate here. It's not done. गलत हो जाएगा, कोई बात नहीं guys. If you make an error, it's okay. Nothing to be afraid of or ashamed of. We're practicing here. Very good, Pallavi. So first sentence is option number C. So we have found the first sentence now. Now try to find all the sentences, all the sequence. Now try to make a chain. Be patient, don't rush because it is confusing. That I can tell you guys. Second is F. Very good, Virish. No, Sonali. Second sentence is F. The celebration of the 70th anniversary of the country's independence is a historic moment. It is the right time to introspect and evaluate our achievements during the last 5 decades. See? Second should be F. Very good. Now you can find the third sentence. No, Shushmita, third is not B. No, Viresh, third is not B. Okay, guys, you solve it. First of all, you solve the complete. Give me the complete sequence, and then I'll discuss it with you. So it will be difficult to discuss each and every sentence. So I have found your sequence. You try out the whole sequence, and then we'll discuss it. And don't hurry. Read it again. Take your time. Okay. Shushmita has said CFDBAE. Shushmita, try again. थोड़ा सा गलत है. Yes, guys, give me a sequence. Then we'll discuss what should be the right sequence of this arrangement. Don't worry if it is incorrect. That's okay. You're still learning. And it's okay to make mistakes here. It's better to make mistakes here than there, right? Third is D. Very good. CFD, ABE. थोड़ा सा गलत हो गया है प्रसन्ना. AFD, EAB, पल्लवी. AFD क्या लिख दिए? चलो. Okay, guys, let's try to discuss this. So first sentence is C. The celebration of the 70th anniversary of the country's independence is a historic moment. Second sentence is F, guys. It is the right time to introspect and evaluate our achievements during the last 5 decades. Guys, try to understand what he is trying to say. He is trying to say historic moment. It is a historic moment for us to celebrate country's 70th anniversary. So he is saying it is the right time to introspect and evaluate our achievements during the last 5 decades. So third sentence after this is also it is a time. So it is the right time and it is a time. That's the connection. So also it is a time to consolidate on the gains that we have made, right? So it is a time to consolidate on the gains, whatever we have achieved, whatever we have gained, we have to consolidate all that, right? And then fourth sentence should be A, while doing so. What did they mean by this? While doing so, while doing what? While consolidating. So that's the connection, guys. So while consolidating on the gains that we have made, we while doing so, we may also correct any distortions that we may discern. That means that if we have made any mistakes during the last 5 decades, we should also correct any distortions that we may discern. But we may find that we should also correct any mistakes that we have made. Then comes sentence number E. But most of all, but now, up till now, they were talking about past. Now he comes to future. But most of all, it is high time that we geared up for the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead. Right? So now he's talking about future. So, but most of all, it is high time that we geared up for the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead. And then last sentence is B. With all our past experience and insight, we should be able to visualize them. Now, what did he mean by them? By them, he meant opportunities and challenges. So, with all our past experience and insight, we should be able to visualize them well in advance. So, the correct sequence should be C, F, D, A, then E, and then B. That should be the correct sequence, guys. C, F, D, A, E, B. Not E, A, B, Pallavi and Sushmita, it's A, E, B. So now you have 5 marks. What should be the fourth sentence? A. Last sentence, B. Second sentence, F. Third sentence, D. First sentence, C. See guys, I told you without actually understanding what he's trying to convey and only just looking at the sentences without realizing what he's conveying, it will be impossible for you to solve the rearrangement. Got it, guys? So to solve rearrangement, you have to be patient first. You have to be damn sure, and don't rush into it. Take it one sentence at a time. And after this, which is the best sentence that should follow? And that should so after that, what should be the next sentence that follows? So it takes some time. Now, you found first and second and third sentence correctly, right? But then you hurried on. So next, don't do it, guys. So uh, try to solve this one, by taking your time. It's an easy one. So guys, please take your time. And now I will not help you at all in this one. It's an easy one. So you try to find out the correct sequence for me. I'm waiting for your answer, guys. Go for it. Viresh, how do I provide you the PDF? Now, I will provide the PDF of this session in the Telegram channel, but what you are asking me, I mean, we have provided a lot of exercises in our course. There are quizzes, there are tests, there are mock tests, and then there are previous year questions as well. So we will share the PDF of these sessions on the Telegram channel. So you can get the PDF there. नहीं पल्लवी, आप बहुत जल्दी कर रहे हो. This is wrong. Have you found the first sentence? B का C से कोई कनेक्शन, B का F से. फर्स्ट सेंटेंस तो ढूंढो पहले पल्लवी. First sentence. Yes, guys. Again, do you want me to solve it for you? But each component, there are three fundamental within it. It also varies. First sentence should be sentence number E. There are three fundamental components within human resources development. They are individual development, career development, and organizational development. Oh, okay. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Just give me a second. I think it was, yeah, that's how it should be. So sentence D was wrongly placed there. So I found the first sentence is E. That's okay, Pallavi. Try it again. गलत हो जाए कोई बात नहीं, दोबारा से करके देखो. सेकंड क्या होना चाहिए? Very good, Pallavi. First E. Very good, Sushmita. Very good, Viresh. Second should be C. There are three fundamental components within human resources development. They are individual development, career development, and organizational development. Now, very good. Now, guys, try to solve the whole rearrangement and give me the complete sequence. ECB ADF, Sushmita. फिर गलत कर दिया सुष्मिता. Very good, Sonali. Guys, okay, let's try to solve it. There are three fundamental components within human resources development. Then second sentence should be C. They are individual development, career development, and organizational development. Right? Then it should be option number B. The importance of each component varies from organization to organization according to the complexity of the operations. Then it should be F. It also varies. I saw that they were talking about varies, right? It also varies. So this should be sentence number 4. It also varies according to the criticality of human resources to organizational efficiency and the organization's commitment to improve human resources. Then sentence number A, but all three have just one focus, individual performance improvement. And then D, since individual performance improvement is the heart of HRD program, HRD can be described as an area of congruence among the three components. So correct sequence should be E, then second should be C, third should be B, fourth should be F, fifth should be A, and sixth should be D. ECB FAD. Very good, Sushmita. Very good, Sonali. Good job, guys. See, it's not very difficult to find the correct sequence. And once you have found the sequence, then try to read it. There are three fundamental components within human resources development. They are individual development, career development, and organizational development. The importance of each component varies from organization to organization according to the complexity of the operations. It also varies according to the criticality of human resources to the organizational efficiency and the organization's commitment to improve human resources. But all three have just one focus, individual performance improvement. And since individual performance improvement is the heart of the HRD program, HRD can be described as an area of congruence among the three parts, three components, right? All right, guys. So that was about rearrangement. So guys, this is a homework passage for you, which I want you to solve, right? So guys, this is a homework passage. You don't have to solve it right now. Now you can take it up later on and give me the sequence in the comment section of the video, right? You don't have to solve it right now. Okay, you can do it on later on as a homework. So guys, how was the session? So I hope you've understood the tips and tricks of rearrangement. And this is not just it. You'll have to practice it a lot more. I mean, it is not just that you can learn rearrangement in one day. You have to practice different scenarios. You have to make so many mistakes to get perfect at it. Guys, please try at least couple of parajumbles or rearrangements every day. Got it? So how was the session, guys? And if you like the session, just you can the least you can do is just click on the like button and share it. Share the video with anyone who is preparing for this paper. It may be helpful for him. Right. Thank you so much for the kind words, Sushmita, Pallavi. So guys, if you have any queries regarding our course, our NABARD Grade 1, Grade A course, you can contact us on this number 81462 07241, or you can also drop us an email at this address, hello@edutap.co.in. Right. Practice is actually the key, Sonali. So thank you so much for joining in, guys. And I wish that your preparation fulfills your dreams, and this journey proves to be fruitful for you. So I wish you all the very best, guys, and thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for being so cooperative, so receptive. Right. So I'll see you again same time tomorrow, guys, 7 p.m. with a new topic, with some new practice questions. Right. So guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much, and have a have a good time preparing for this exam. Enjoy it and give it your best. Right. So again, good night to all of you guys, and thank you, Jitendra. Thank you so much for the kind words, and happy learning to all of you guys.